Hey, this is Doug. I am the host of the Nice Guys on Business podcast, and I think Strick is Strick, are you still here?
I'm still here, yes.
Oh, that's good. Well, hey, did you know that we have a Patreon account?
And I can stay here as long as people can donate just a little bit to the Patreon account, yeah.
Patreon.com/nice guys. We are 100% funded by you all. Isn't that funny?
It is funny, but we really appreciate it. And for as little as $1 or $2 a month, you guys can help support the show.
Thanks for supporting the show. Patreon.com/nice guys.
Their parents were cousins. Here's what's coming up on the Nice Guys on Business.
The more episodes that we've done, the more off topic that we tend to get, the more fun that I have. I don't even understand I don't get the rationale behind where we're going exactly.
I know we keep trying to sort of templatize this, like, hey, let's come up with things that we do every episode, every week, all the time. And what do? We just fucking go off the rails and don't do them.
Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? No, fuck you. But here's the Nice Guys on Business. Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
You know what this is?
What? Is that your chair?
That's my spinner. I hate this
Your fidget spinner?
I hate this thing.
Your fidget spinner?
Is it a fidget spinner? Is that what these are called? I thought this was just a spinner.
While you were gone, by the way, welcome back, Funkin' Fans. It's Thursday now.
Oh, are we in? Wait a minute.
Yeah, we're in. While you were gone last week on Tuesday, when you got disconnected, I started talking. I was going through the list of topics, and one of them was a fidget spinner. I just saw a news article today that said fidget spinners are catching on fire.
Oh, wait, catching on fire is in... They're very hot and it's a really cool thing, or is in they're literally how are they
literally
catching?
Lithium ion batteries catch? Okay, the fidget spinner you have, does it have lights or anything in it?
Oh no, this one is. I actually did a speech for the Marriott. I'm going to drop a name here. I did a speech for Marriott, and they were giving these out to all of their senior execs.
That's
cool.
What
a funny thing to give away. I'm thinking. That is odd. I like
them. I think they're really cool, but they make some that have lights, that have lithium-ion batteries in them.
Yeah.
Apparently, they make some that like connect Bluetooth to your phone, right?
Why?
Well, apparently some of them are lighting on fire, like the Galaxy S7s, because they're getting too hot with the lithium-ion batteries. And
what's with lithium-ion batteries? Maybe they should not be in things anymore.
Yeah, but they're in everything. I mean, you just got to manufacture them the right way. I mean,
okay. All right.
So, and it's funny because the people are like, we wanted to talk to the manufacturer, but it's like, it just says made in China, right? Like there's no manufacturer because there are probably 50 manufacturers in China that are making these things, and there's no instructions.
Don't you think there should be some? I'm looking on this. It does actually have the name of the company, the .com where you could get them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
No, but that's the thing. It's the .com where you can purchase it. They probably didn't manufacture it.
No, I'm sure that's probably just the distribute, like the promo, the promotional products company.
Exactly.
Why are these things? That's a topic on the list. We'll get to that. We got plenty to get to. If you're just tuning in now and you've listened to Tuesday's show and you're thinking, are they going to be any more? Are they going to be any more directed on today's show? We have one word to say: absolutely. We've got to Strickland.
I know we couldn't be any less directed.
We couldn't have been any. Not only did we have technical problems that caused us to get off the rails even more because we ended up talking about technical problems, but then we all ended up going off on a tangent on sponsors that we don't have anymore.
Tuesday was a total, complete shit show, and I can't believe we brought up two sponsors. If we had been thinking, we should have said, wait a minute, is this the first show we really want to have our... Because, the first one they may actually listen to. Yeah, fuck that. They'll never want to renew after this.
Let me say this. Imagine going back to episode number 1.
Yeah.
And imagine handling the show as we do today back on episode number 1. I mean, what would have happened? Would we have gotten a following any faster? I mean, last month we had 92,000 ears listening to our message.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's something wrong with the fact that the worse that we get, the more listeners that we have.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, you know what I say to that, Doug?
What?
Funkin' Fans, if you don't like what we're doing, just tell us. Just reach out, just tweet out, or just call 4242 DJ Doug, or email us, or do something. Otherwise, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing.
All of the information on how to change the shape of the show will be in the show notes. We would love to hear from you. If we don't hear from you, we will just assume that what we are doing is correct. And when I say correct, what I mean is thank you, because you guys have been correctly recommending our show on Overcast. We are now the number 3 show overall. We are behind 2 small players in the game.
Overall, really?
Overall,
I thought that was most recommended.
No, I sent you the.
I know. I obviously didn't look carefully enough. That was actually the most downloaded, not just most recommended.
Yeah. Well, there are 3 categories. There is a recommended on Twitter. There's most.
I'm going back to find that text, but I'm seeing the last 2 that I sent you and got distracted.
I got distracted. Okay.
Wait a minute. Oh, here it is. Okay, right here.
So just everybody knows, there are 3 ways to look at this. There's if you're listening on Overcast, which we know probably about 90% of you are as of the listening of this podcast episode today. Mm-hmm. There is 3 ways to recommend us. 1 is on Twitter. 2 is just hit the little recommend button, and 3 is just download. The more you download, the more the higher up we are in the ranking. We're the number 1 business show on Overcast. Thank you very much. We are now the number 3 overall recommended show behind 2 small players. I believe one of them is that guy Tim Ferriss, who I've never heard of, not wondering where he is from. And this new guy on the block, I think he's only been podcasting for about 11 years. And his name is Jordan Harbinger, on the Art of Charm. Now, Jordan was a guest on the show. I don't remember what episode he was on, but really nice guy. But he doesn't need to be number 1 on Overcast. No. We really need to be there. So,
do you know who we're ahead of?
Would that be NPR?
Well, we're ahead of The Daily, which I think is like the New York fucking Times, right?
Okay, I didn't know that.
ATP, Accidental Tech Podcast. I'm not sure what that is, but NPR Planet Money, right?
Yeah.
Malcolm Gladwell, Revisionist History, which is huge. And by the way, it's a great podcast, right? But we're fucking ahead of Joe Rogan, fucking Radio Lab. I mean, we are killing it. We love you guys.
So we are now, let's see, Tuesday we were 93 days away. We are now 95 days away from our 100th day, our quest to 1 million downloads. So we are now 95 days away from that. Our average, what we need to have on the average week is 21,000 downloads. Last week, in order to reach our 1 million downloads in 100 days, we last week had over 24,000 downloads. So we're 3,000 downloads ahead of the game. But we did have a bonus episode. So we need to keep the pace up. You're doing great. Just keep listening, keep referring us, keep recommending us to our friends. We are going to, by the end, what was the date that I put on the little topics to you? By November
24th.
By November 24th.
Is that like Thanksgiving or something?
It's a Friday. I don't know what, so it's not
Maybe
Thanksgiving,
it's the day
but it might be
after
Thanksgiving weekend. But we will be, that is our goal, by November 24th to be at 1 million downloads. And at the pace that we're going in right now, we are going to hit it. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much.
You're the best.
Also, just a quick reminder.
Oh, you can recommend us on Stitcher too, apparently.
Apparently you
Which
can.
I've been listening to for 2 years and had no idea.
Very challenging, the whole Stitcher thing. I don't know, but that would be kind of cool. We are going to be probably one of the only shows to have 1 million downloads with only a mere 10% of them on iTunes. And actually, iTunes feeds everything else, so it's just by sheer coincidence that people are listening on iTunes. I think Mara is the only one, and she's downloading 10 episodes every time she downloads.
She's got 10 different emails with 10 different accounts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Anyhow, if you want to help contribute and support the show, that would be wonderful as well. Nice Guys, patreon.com/nice guys is the way to do that. Again, patreon.com/nice guys. A whole bunch of reward levels, everything from $1 to $1,500. If you're at the $1,500 mark, we actually, Strick and I, come to lunch. Wherever you are, we will fly to you on that nickel.
Has anybody jumped on that yet, that $1,500 level?
Let me check. Hold on. I probably don't need to do that. Let me just go with no. Let me say no. We're working towards the 500 by midnight. They have like 200 Patreon patrons.
I know.
Yeah,
they do well.
Great. They're doing
but they've
very
been around
well.
They've been podcasting for 12 years also.
Yeah, doing great.
By the way, they're on episode 600. We're going to pass them in about a year.
Really?
Yeah, 602 or something.
Does he just does one a week?
One a week, yeah. So we're catching up fast, but I mean, it's going to take us a while. How many episodes do we do in a year? It'll be about 6, maybe 8 months before we catch up.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so that is it. We have 2 sponsors on the show. One of them is Dallin Miller PR. If you
we still have them after our Tuesday show.
Yeah, I don't know because as you know, we
actually heard the Tuesday show at the time we're recording the Thursday show.
If you're hearing nothing but dead air right now, you'll know that Dallin Miller pulled their sponsorship of the show. You just get in touch with Jason and the team over at Dallin Miller PR. That is the pod.
Like if you're hearing this instead of us talking about Dallin Miller, if you're hearing the Blues Brothers.
If you're hearing the girl from Ipanema, then you will know that Dallin Miller pulled out their sponsorship of the Nice Guys on Business. Seriously, if you are looking to be a podcast guest, if you want to understand how to prepare to be a podcast guest, if you want to boom your message or boom your brand, call Jason and Dallin, my friends at Dallin Miller PR. They are thepodcastteam.com. We'll put the link in the show notes, and please just check them out. They are a PR company. They do all sorts of promotion and PR for your company, but they are specializing right now, which is very cool, in guest placement on podcasts. So if you want to go on a whole bunch of podcasts, like the Nice Guys on Business, why would anybody ever? I always say with the people when they come on the show, when I can't believe that they come on the show, I'm very, very transparent. I'm like, this could be a career ender right here, right? But people seem to like it. Strick, I don't understand it. It's like they joke like they are, oh, it's fine. This is great. I'm having a great time. And they do have a great time, but do they realize the peril that they're putting themselves in by coming on the show?
We get a lot of people that do a lot of podcasts, right? And maybe this is just me reading something into it. Maybe this is just my perception. But, when you get to the end, right, and you're like, hey, thank you so much for coming on, a lot of people are like, hey, this was really fun. Like Tim Dresden, right? I know Tim is not a guy who does like a million podcast interviews, right? He's not like a Gary Vee guy or anything. But at the end of the interview, he was like, it was really fun, hanging out, shooting the shit with you guys, because that's really what it was all about. And I honestly believe that even if somebody has some trepidation coming in, when they go out, unless they are just a total square, they're like, you know what? This was fun. It's all good.
Well, I had a guy that I just interviewed today, and his name was John Garrett, and he will be probably airing in about 4 weeks from now. And I honestly think that John was a little fearful to come on the show.
Now, he was fearful before you started, or he was nervous?
Oh, wait a minute! It wasn't John. Hold on a second. It wasn't John. Hold on. Let me give you who it was.
Throwing guys under the bus.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me correct it here.
As we're waiting for Doug, we're gonna put on.
Oh shit! I can't remember who it was.
Technical hold music because Doug's too confused. He interviews so many people that he has no idea who the fuck he talked to today.
I'm trying to find it.
I could probably look at his calendar.
No, I have my calendar right in front of me, and you know what, Strick? I've interviewed so many people this week because I'm trying to get to rebulk up our list. I can't remember who, but anyway, the way this story goes is that he was so fearful that when he came on the show, that he's like, when he talked to like his wife in the morning, she was like, "You've done like 1 million podcasts." He goes, "Yeah, but I listen to these guys and I know like their style, and I don't know the questions they're going to ask me, and I'm just afraid that I'm just going to get swept away."
Really?
I mean, in a good way. He was worried.
I gotta say, that's really cool, though. Like, he actually took the time to listen.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, like these guys they're really kind of cool.
Hey, and if
weird,
you're that guy that I interviewed and I can't remember your name, I apologize. I remember doing the interview. I just can't remember who the fuck it was.
But you still don't remember the name?
No, I'm looking at all the names of the people that I actually interviewed this week, and well, let me just tell you who
it sounds really good, though. What did he
Yeah. Okay, so it could have been Steve Gamlin, but I don't think it was Steve.
You're just going to list off the names now.
It could have been Ross Marone, but...
Look, I think that is a testament to us, and let's move on, because we still have not even done the speed read of the topics yet.
I don't think it was
Nicholas. And we're 10 minutes into the episode of Thursday, not Tuesday, Thursday episode.
It definitely wasn't Stephanie Miller, because it was a guy. Damn it, I don't remember who it was.
So how did the interview go, ultimately?
It was great.
Yeah?
Oh, here we go. It was Matt Rosetta. Matt, thank you. It was Matt. Okay. Yeah, we had some technical issues with the call. So hopefully the interview will come through okay, Strick, and if it doesn't, you'll have to re-edit the entire thing.
Yeah,
I told him that you could really pull some magic. I mean, really, the challenge was in the microphone. He had a microphone. It was a professional microphone. I just couldn't get that crisp, clear quality sound. And so we ended up having to use the built-in microphone with headphones on.
Oh, God, that's
I'm just hoping that you can you eliminate like a whole bunch of echo in the background?
Echo is challenging. I guess we're going to find out. It is challenging. I mean, this noise, if it's kind of a constant noise that's the same all throughout that's okay.
Yeah.
Echo is actually, it really is challenging.
Oh, shit. Well, we'll see how that one pans out. Hey, Matt, if I call you back, if after you listen to this episode and I call you back, you'll know why your phone is ringing. That'll be like, shit, we need to re-record that with Doug. I told him there's a possibility, remote possibility, that we're going to have to re-record it, but the content was...
N6A is his company, by the way.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
He's got a big fucking company.
I know. He's got like 50 people that work for him.
I know. He's like real. He's legit and shit.
I know. He's totally legit. It's not going to be like that company that hired us to do their sponsorship and then their link doesn't work anymore. This guy's legit. I think that I was trying to really make it work out. Matt, I was trying to make it work out with you. And I'm sure that it will work out, and Strickland will do a great job with the editing, but I may have to call you back, and we may have to re-record.
Now I'm nervous.
Well, maybe it's in the drive, Strick. Just go ahead and take a listen to it.
Take a listen.
You might have to.
It's all good.
Could you call him if there has to be a re-record?
I'll call him and tell him that you fucked up.
You know
what?
But
he had a pro mic. What happened? I mean, if there was echo, it was probably because he didn't have headphones.
No, what was going on was, here's what happened. It was a professional microphone, but it was a professional headset microphone.
Yeah.
So the headphones were not working. There was an issue between the headphones and the microphone. So every time he would connect it, it wasn't. And we tried even Zencaster. I think we ended up doing it on Skype. I can't remember how we ended up doing it, but. Anyway, it was a good recording. The content was so good, and it was such a great conversation that I was thinking, I hope that the Nice Guy community will sit through the interview, because it was such good content, and you'll like it. And it was gold. It was gold.
This company
was
podcast
gold.
N6A. Do you think he's still a listener, or he just listened to a couple episodes ago?
No, I believe that he is a listener to the show. I'm sure he's listening to this episode right now, because I feel like he was really genuinely intimidated by what was about to happen on the show when he came on.
I'm actually flattered by that. That's strangely flattering. His company is N6A, a full-service brand communications agency. We're going to give him a free plug here because it looks pretty damn interesting.
Do you remember when I interviewed, again, not name dropping here, but I have to in order to make the point, but do you remember when I interviewed John Lee Dumas? It was early on. I mean, really early on. I was like, I was fucking nervous as hell.
It wasn't that early on, but okay.
What episode was it?
All right, go tell the story. I'll look him up.
All right, so I'm interviewing John Lee Dumas, and I just remember when I first connected with him.
Dumas,
as Steve O'Brien would say. Exactly. When I first connected, speaking of John Lee Dumas, so he is now on Overcast.
Okay, he wasn't before?
No, he was not on Overcast before, and I noticed that he's paying advertising dollars to be the number. You can pay advertising dollars, and even though we officially are the number one business show on Overcast, he appears because it's an advertisement to be above us.
And by the way, Doug, I owe you an apology.
Yeah?
I was wrong.
Is it under 100?
Episode 83.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
it was November 19th of 2015, so it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
it was a long fucking time ago.
Okay,
you're absolutely right.
I thought it was a long time ago.
It was a really long time ago. Episode 83. I don't think you can even download those still.
I don't think so. I think if you do, they send you punch cards in the mail. So I remember connecting with him. I think it was on Skype because this is well before Zencastr was even around. And I just remember being so nervous that I couldn't even catch my breath. Yeah. And it was obvious to him. Go back and listen to episode, what was it, 82? Is that
83.
What you said?
Maybe we'll post it as a bonus episode.
Oh, God.
We do need to get to 1 million downloads. Sometimes we may need to cheat a little, right? A bonus episode or two.
Well, you know what? Let's do that on November 23rd if we have any issue with getting. We'll repost the best of the Nice Guys. I could not breathe. I couldn't catch my breath, and I remember him saying as a part of he said, or maybe this was the pre-interview. I can't remember, but he basically said, just breathe.
Yeah, I remember. It was in the interview.
Was it in the interview?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit nerve-wracking. Okay, Strickland. Okay, we are on Thursday's episode. Tuesday's episode, we covered absolutely none of the topics. We never spun the topic wheel. We never did pretty much. I don't even know if we introduced ourselves on Tuesday's episode.
We did introduce ourselves, but no, we didn't get to shit after that, yeah.
Okay, so the show went downhill really from the very beginning.
Fast, yeah.
Or maybe it was uphill, because I'm not really sure what would have been more challenging. I think uphill was the way to go. Right. So why don't we do a speed read of the topics? Let's spin the topics wheel. Let's get to a topic or two, because I think we had like 18 on the list.
Oh, yeah, I got to look at the list now. Hang on.
There's a big list of topics. So before we spin the topics wheel, is there anything that you would like to say to the court?
No, because if I do, we'll just get off on another tangent. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 16 topics.
Could you add one more onto that?
Sure, Doug. Why not? I'll add one more that we're not going to get to.
We might have to go for this one if you know any information about it before we actually spin the topics wheel. But I just thought about it as I'm listening to you talk.
Yeah.
And that is that the parole verdict for the OJ trial came through, and he will be a freed man, I believe, in October.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
I can't believe you brought this up.
Why did you? Did you want to talk about it?
I didn't really want to. No,
did I blow a topic?
No, you didn't. I shouldn't have even thought about it. Okay, but
all right. Go ahead.
My God. Well, it's a week ago now, but it's still okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got to say about it?
I'm up usually every morning by 6 or 7, right?
Yep.
And so I listen to the news in the morning, right? And for the last 3 or 4 or 5 days, everybody's been talking about like the OJ parole hearing, and it's going to be televised, and it's going to be so watched. And all I'm thinking to myself is, what the fuck have we become?
Yeah.
I understand that, okay, maybe some people care about this in a kind of a weird voyeuristic way.
Yeah, but Strick, you know that I basically didn't care about it because I forgot about it and I just added it to the topics list. I thought of 17 other fucking things before I thought of the OJ parole.
No, but this is what's crazy. I'm not digging on you. Like, it wasn't like, okay, so it was today, Thursday, whatever date, the 20th of July that it actually happened, right?
Yeah.
So every single day for the last week, the news has been talking about it. And they've been saying, this is going to be the biggest thing on television. It's going to be fucking televised. They usually take 3 weeks to make a decision, but they're going to make a decision within a couple of hours because it's so popular. It's not you, Doug. It's like, what kills me is, if they had happened to mention it today on the news, like, oh, hey, by the way, OJ's parole hearing is good. No, like, it just kills me. This is the most important fucking thing in our lives right now.
And the only reason I got it, and I don't even care that it's the OJ thing, but what's interesting is I got a CNN update, like 4 of them. I'm like, who gives a fuck about this?
Right.
I was the same way as you.
Does.
But apparently, so as you were talking, I don't know what popped into my head. I'm like, oh, maybe we should just add that to the topics list. I don't even know if people know about it. And I'm of course they know about it.
That's what kills me, is that apparently you and I are the only ones in the whole country that don't give a shit about OJ being parole. He's 70 years old now.
He's looking a little bit heavy also. He's a little bit, I mean, the jail has been good for his eating, I think.
Well, the one thing that's interesting about it is, he lost the civil case in the whole Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Simpson, right? And so he's supposed to pay, I don't know, $50-some million or something, right? Now, my understanding is he hasn't paid a penny of that.
Okay.
Because he's basically said, hey, I don't have any money, I can't pay, right? Even though for years after you see him in his home, his big mansion in Florida and golfing and not working a day job or whatever, but he's got no money to be able to pay this lawsuit. Well, what everybody's talking about, and this is the kind of interesting part that I find, right? Well, what was it, the People versus O.J. Simpson over the last year, and the documentary within the last year has reignited interest in him, I guess, right? Well, so of course, as soon as he gets out, he's allowed to make money again on himself. In other words, he can tell his story, he can write books, he can be part of miniseries or whatever, but any income coming from that may have to get paid to the Simpsons.
Okay, all right, or a portion
which I think
of it,
would be a great thing. I mean,
yeah,
the fact that this thing happened 20 years ago and that they've not gotten a penny from the civil suit for $50-some million that he lost and he hasn't paid a penny of it. You know what? Let him do all that shit and let all the money go to the Simpsons.
I'm pretty sure. Not saying that the Simpsons don't deserve the money and don't need the money. I mean, it would be great for them to have some level of retribution, whether it's criminal or civil or whatever it is. But it's not like, I mean, what's he going to do? Like, what the hell is he going to do? Is he going to pay them back? I think they want him to have to pay that, not because they need or want the money, but not because they need the money, but because they just want to see him punished more.
That's it exactly.
Right. The dollars equal punishment for him.
I guarantee you, if Nicole Brown Simpson's, I think it's her father, right?
Yeah, I think it's her father.
Who is kind of the mouthpiece for the family, and I guarantee you, he would if somebody said, "Hey, if OJ were to confess, if he were to say, hey, you know what, I killed them," would you give up the money? He, in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee he would say, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about the money at all. Let him keep the fucking money. If he admits that he did it, I just want closure. I want him to pay. I want him to admit to what he did.
Question though, if he says yes, I killed him, he can't be he can't be retried for the crime because that would be double jeopardy. Is that correct?
As far as I know, I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding is he's already been found innocent in court. Although I have heard of situations where it's like if some other extenuating circumstances come up, maybe you can be. I don't know, though. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know.
Very interesting. Okay. Anyway, that being
so let's
said,
see. We're 20 minutes into the Thursday episode and still have not gotten to the speed read of the topics, of which we have 16.
Let's do the speed. Okay. Well, we just knocked off a topic, so that's good. So
no, we knocked off a topic that wasn't on the topic list.
All right, so read. Let's read the speed read because I look forward to that.
Okay, I'm going to do the speed read, but you know what?
Once a week.
I am looking at the list. There are a handful that we've actually gotten to sort of casually without trying. So we're not doing too terrible, I guess.
Casually got off of the list. Yeah, I got it.
Accidentally stumbled upon.
We took some liberties, is what you're saying. This has been the most screwed up week of episodes I have ever done in my entire life.
Yeah, but you know what? This is going to be easy because we wanted to pick topics for next week because we'll have them already. We'll just do it like rollover topics.
Some of them are time sensitive though.
Really?
No. What are you kidding me?
They don't look time sensitive. None of them look time sensitive.
No.
Like nap time rocks? Sure, that's pretty damn time sensitive. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What was that? Nap time and what?
Nap time rocks.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, God. Strickland, I got to tell you, I have way too much fun doing these episodes. I really do. The more we've done them, we're now what episode? I know you're not going to know what episode this is, but somewhere around 425 or 426 we're on right now.
430, but yeah, probably about right. You're right.
The more episodes that we've done, the more off topic that we tend to get, the more fun that I have. I don't even understand I don't get the rationale behind where we're going. Exactly.
I know we keep trying to sort of templatize this like, hey, let's come up with things that we do every episode, every week, all the time. And what do? We just fucking go off the rails and don't do them.
I do. I think I have to add one new element on the onto the 5 things that you need to make it the 6th thing that you need in order to have a successful podcast. I've written this ebook, and if you want a copy of the ebook, Strick, can you make a note to put a link in the show notes if you want a copy of the ebook, how to have the most successful podcast, the 5 elements that you need. I'm gonna have to rewrite the book and add a 6th element. It's gonna have to be called total fuckery. It's got to be something like that. But I don't know how to say that in a way that's sensitive to people that don't want to have total fuckery as a part of their podcast.
You know what I suggest? And by the way, I know you sent me that ebook. And when you first sent it to me, I read it and I said, hey, I love it, but I have some suggestions. And I've totally not given you my suggestions. I know it's been bad.
No, that's okay. I was not expecting them. I was not expecting you to do what you said.
Oh, okay. Good. Or not good. I'm not sure. I think I resemble that comment. I don't appreciate that, but I resemble that comment.
That's so funny. No, I do. You normally do send me things, but I figure when you don't send me something you say you're going to send me, I figured it wasn't. You changed your mind.
Well, it wasn't anything critical. It was just like a little. It doesn't matter. I think that is the secret sauce. I think that's something that you should not give out in the free ebook. If you are a listener and you're thinking about doing a podcast, it is the absolute essential, critical secret sauce, but you can't get that from the book. You just got to do it. You just got to know it. You just got to figure it out.
You got to, and it's just go with what feels right. I mean, that's totally how we've done this entire podcast over the last couple of, well, not over the last couple of years, because Strick, I have to look back to that time when the download started to shoot up, and I think that was like April or May of 2016. I want to say. And I don't know if it's coincidental, but that's when we started listening to guests, when we started to engage our community, when we started to feel like we were right in our zone. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that is the case or something else happened, but at that point, something changed in what we were doing that created that upward tick. I mean, it literally looks like little bumps, little bumps, little bumps, and then this huge spike up. I have no idea why.
Well, for the first year, we didn't curse at all, and we would come up with specific topics that had business specific advice, and we've just decided to throw all that shit out the window, and now here we are, and we're doing really well.
But I really do think that we get to more business advice in a better way now than we ever have before then.
They talk about like classes in college. Somebody was offering like, Beyonce and modern music and whatever. Something that is related to modern stuff, and people were like, that's not a fucking college course. And the teachers would say, and there's a really good point, they would say, look, if we're teaching ancient Mesopotamian history, nobody gives a fuck, all right? And you know what? If you have a student, a person that has no interest in the class, it doesn't matter how important it is. It doesn't matter how good the information is. They're not going to learn if they're not interested. So if I call a class the deep chord progressions of Beyonce or how to analyze the lyrics of Beyonce, you know what? I'm going to get them in the door. And I have interesting information. I'm just framing it around the idea of Beyonce. And I think that's what we have gotten to. We do give good business advice sometimes, every once in a while. We stumble upon it. But we give it in an entertaining way. And you know what? If we were just fucking dry, nobody would be listening.
What did somebody call this? I forget what they said. Total business fuckery interrupted by moments of brilliance. I think it's something like that. We were going to use that as our tagline, or I can't even remember. I can't remember.
That's a sort of a modification of the Doyle Brunson. His description of Texas Hold'em is hours of complete boredom interrupted by moments of sheer terror. And that's what it is. I mean, when you're playing No Limit Hold'em and you've got $1,000 in front of you, right? The proper way to play is play very tight. So you get cards, fold, 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 and then you get some good cards. And then somebody else bets $1,000. And it's like, are my cards good enough to put $1,000 fucking dollars in? So moments of complete boredom interrupted by, hours of sheer boredom interrupted by moments of sheer terror.
Do you ever get worried, though? Because, I mean, I do every once in a while get that little streak of, God, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe those weren't the right words, or maybe I'm about to get myself into trouble or into deeper doo-doo, or maybe that client's not going to hire me because of what I just said. Do you ever get those moments of panic, and then you just think, well, if they weren't going to hire me because I said that, maybe I shouldn't have had that client to begin with?
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I do, that because I worry sometimes that, I do have some clients that I feel like every once in a while, if I said that, and I don't usually catch it until it's too late, until after it comes out. As I'm about to give many of the speeches that I give, one of the things that I say sometimes, if somebody asks me for a question from the audience, or we start in a slightly different, more of a training situation rather than a keynote situation, they'll ask me a question and I'll say something like, I really don't know what I'm going to say until it comes out. I'm looking forward to hearing what I'm about to say. And it's like, I feel that way sometimes about, not sometimes, most of the time about the show, because this is a show that you and I are just having a conversation, and we just happen to have a couple people that are tuned into the conversation. So I don't know. That's just how I treat it.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, we do have a structure because you do come up with a list of topics, right? And you send it to me. I mean, usually 2 minutes before we record.
Right.
And then I've got the whole list of topics in front of me. I organize it, and then we go through the entire Tuesday show and not get to any of them. But then the Thursday show, apparently we go through the whole thing and not get to any of them either. So
close.
I think you're exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
We do have interviews, though. We do.
Yes.
We
yes.
do have.
And they are typically somewhat structured and focused after you get past the first 5 minutes of fuckery intro that we do.
Yeah, and most of the time, all of the questions that I have for the guests, I never actually get to.
Right. Has your fidget spinner ignited yet?
No.
You need one with a battery in it, I think.
It hasn't. All right, how far into
the
episode are
you playing with it, though?
No, I usually play with my spinner. Wait, what are we talking about?
Right, isn't it great though? Like I'm right now, I am playing right now with a piece of Velcro, like it's a cable tie, right?
Yeah.
And
okay.
I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If I had a fidget spinner, I'd be playing with my fidget spinner.
This one's a little loud though. Like, listen to this. Can you hear it? Oh, you barely can hear it.
I can't hear it at all. In fact, I was worried that you could hear the Velcro going flip, flip, flip as I'm playing with it.
No, I can't hear it.
Yeah?
But you definitely have a lot more of the ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder tendencies than I have.
Yeah,
Do you have any rituals?
No, not really.
Like,
it's
nothing
funny
that you stop because you're like, oh my gosh, if I don't do that again, I'm afraid that something bad is going to happen to me. And what is that bad thing?
No, not really. It is funny because there's like a lot of times you associate the whole ADHD with like obsessive compulsive. I'm totally like ADHD. I'm just like fucking wired all the time. I mean, I sleep 5-6 hours a night. And it's funny. Last night, right? I went to bed last night. We're not getting to any of these fucking topics. So if anybody's waiting on them, it ain't gonna happen. All right,
just tune out. Just tune out right now. Oh my God!
Last night,
I don't know if that. Wait, I don't know if that's ever happened. Has there ever been a week that
we've not gotten to any topics at all? I don't think it has, but it's going to happen this week.
We actually did get to some of the topics. We just happened to get to them in the conversation. Strick, I think that we may have to, and let's throw it out to the nice guy community. I hate to say this because who knows who's going to respond. We might have to get rid of the topics wheel.
No, that's not going to happen.
No, really?
No.
Do you have a certain attachment to the topics?
Week. This is a weird week. Well, I love the topics wheel.
I know. I mean, some of this, I like the sound effect that the topics wheel has to offer, but maybe we just throw it in as a sound effect at some point.
You see, I like the fact that we have a buttload of topics, and whichever ones we feel like getting to, we get to, and we forget the rest. I'm good with that.
Okay.
So my kids are out of school right now. It's summertime, right?
Right.
So typically,
still is right.
When I'm getting I'm getting my kids off to school, I get up at 6 every morning to get them off to school, and with them not in school, I usually sleep till 7. Right, so I'm usually out of bed by 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm never in bed before midnight. I mean, I'm usually 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, right?
Yep.
So
I know. Sometimes you text me at the middle, like at 12, in the middle of the night for me because I'm in bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and you're texting me like, "Hey, I can't find the such and such file. Can you put it in the box?" And I'm like, "I don't see it till the next morning." I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then inevitably, you have found either the backup of it or you like two gerbils stringing the episode together or something like that.
Speaking of which, I've not edited tomorrow episode yet. I'm still going to do that. And it's like, but it's only 9 o'clock. It's early.
Yeah. It's early for you.
It is totally early. So anyway, last night it's like 11:30, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed early tonight. I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I was up at fucking 5:45. I swear to God, I'm like, I was in bed by 11:30, and I'm like, this is great. I'm going to get some extra sleep tonight. And at 5:45, I'm like, I'm ready to go.
That's so great. It's so interesting that 11:30 is I'm going to get in bed early. And the way that I think about it is like, I got in bed, I think last night we went out to, was it last night we went out to dinner? No, 2 nights ago we went out to dinner. No, wait a minute, it was last night. Whenever it was. And we didn't get home until close to 11 o'clock. And I was thinking, oh, God, I'm like an hour and a half past when I normally get in bed. I get a little nervous because I got to get up in the morning.
You don't got to get up in the morning, to get in your fucking pajamas and go over to your office?
I didn't say I have to get dressed. Strickland, we had this conversation before we hit record. You know how much work I do for us.
That's true. It's very true.
It's true. And although there is no the man that I'm reporting to, I am reporting to the ultimate the man, me, and I'm afraid that if I don't follow through in the shit that I got to do, that nothing's going to get done.
See, that's why Doug's an entrepreneur. He is focused like that.
It is. It's so true. I see you and I living in squalor if I don't get to the podcast grinding wheel and start making some sales. I do feel that way. It's so funny because I've been self-employed for so long that I don't need the guy that's behind me, a boss or a manager, to tell me that I got to get to work to meet quota. As a matter of fact, that's demotivating for me. I need nobody to bother me so I can get shit done. That's exactly what I need.
And you got that.
All right, and I do have that. You're like, yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, don't reach out on Twitter because I don't pay that much fucking attention. But if you want to reach out some other way, like if you want to email me or something, I never get to bed before midnight. At one point, I made a point, like my goal, right? The goal was like, I want to be in bed by midnight, right?
Right.
That's pretty fucking sad that's my goal, is be in bed by midnight. And it doesn't fucking happen.
It just doesn't happen. Well, just so you know, as of the airing of this episode, I'm probably, I know where I am. I'm right outside of Charleston, South Carolina, enjoying the beach. I'm there that week. Yeah, I know you don't like the beach, but you probably do like traveling a little. You like traveling, don't you?
I love traveling. I'm just not a beach guy.
I know. But it is a chance just to get away from everything. It's to get away from email, to get away from phone calls, to get away from everything. And I spend the majority of my day on the phone, in front of the computer, in my pajamas. Yeah, I'm comfortable, but I am fucking rocking this phone and podcast stuff. Yeah.
And then one of the topics that we'll get to next week, because we're going to have rollover topics.
Yeah.
Fly fishing is such a great sport for nerds.
I wanted to add that in there. Yeah.
I remember seeing an ad once, and I think it was like for fucking Chevy trucks or something, right?
Yep.
And there's a guy, and he's fly fishing, right? And you hear this voiceover of like what he's thinking. He's like, this is great, and I'm communing with nature, and this is so terrific. And then he's like, you know what? It was something like if I wasn't doing this, you know what? I might as well be bowling, right? And he said it in a way like he was trying to compare it to the most boring fucking thing ever. Like, I might as well be at home knitting, right? And I'm watching him fly fish, and I'm thinking to myself, I would much rather be fucking bowling than sitting there in a pair of fucking rubber waders, throwing a line out, trying to catch a big ass fish that I'm just going to throw back in anyway.
Yeah, that's true. The throwback thing is actually okay. I did catch a trout in North Carolina when I was there many, many years ago, probably 10 years ago. This is the only time I've ever done, I may have done this one other occasion, but this is the only time that really is popping out in my mind, that I went fly fishing. I caught the fish, and I actually filleted and grilled the fish, and it was trout, and it was wonderful. I don't know why I don't do that more often, aside from the fact that most of the streams I fish in are catch and release. I just like the fact that you can just, it's kind of like, I know you might not see this the same way, but it's kind of like for me getting on my Harley and just going. I can't focus on, when you're riding a motorcycle, you really can only focus on riding your motorcycle. You don't start daydreaming. If you do, you get into danger. So for me, riding my bike is the same as going fly fishing. It's just, you have to be so singularly focused that you can't do anything other than that activity. I don't know. It's what I'm thinking. Just what I'm thinking. This is in the mind of the host of the Nice Guys on Business podcast.
I'm sorry, Doug. Did you say something? I was thinking about Vegas. I'm sorry. Were you talking?
You were sleeping. Hey, I think we should put a wrap on this episode here. How far into it are we?
Good 40 minutes.
Yeah, we better wrap. Are you okay?
So we're gonna roll the topics over till next week.
Yeah, we're gonna be like AT&T and have rollover topics. We promise no throttling next week, though. You know what was interesting? Now that I can determine that you are actually playing with Velcro.
Yeah.
I thought,
now you hear it.
Yeah, now I hear it, and I thought it was right.
Like
I
there,
thought it was you, like your beard. I thought it was your beard, like you stroking your face.
Okay, I can totally see how it sounds like that.
Because that noise is the same as that.
Yeah, I can see how it sounds
which is
like
your beard rubbing up against your pop filter. So I wasn't sure what that was.
God, I'm going to have a lot of fucking editing now. I'm going to clean all this shit up. Nah, I probably won't clean it up. So when you're listening to the episode, when you hear like that in the background, that I'm not going to clean up because I'm too lazy. That's what it is. It's me playing with my Velcro. I need a fidget spinner that is silent.
You know what? I'm going to send you this one. Oh, hey. Meet Edgar sent us some T-shirts. I'll talk about that next week. No,
really?
Yeah. You got some octopus T-shirts.
Oh, yeah. Fucking love that.
You got one. You have a choice of either I forget what colors, but there are 2 colors.
Eggplant or coffee.
Yeah, or coffee, exactly.
Well, no, really. What are they? What color are they?
I think it is like I don't know. They're in the other room, and they say it was on the packing slip, and I'm like, yeah, that figures. One was like cobalt.
Okay,
Cobalt was one.
Cobalt is good.
And I think, I can't remember what the other color was called, but it was like 2 colors, and I'm like, oh, he's going to enjoy the names of these colors.
I love it. I totally want one.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stickers. I got a bunch of stickers from them again, and I have those for you. And I got some pens. Meet Edgar sent us some really cool swag. From having,
I know, you said pens or something before, I think originally when and I was like, yeah,
well,
okay,
they sent me some
T-shirts.
stuff the first time through. They sent me stickers and pens the first time through, and then for some reason, maybe we sent them some business. I don't know. I can't remember. Did we ever put yeah, I'm sure we put a link in the show notes. Maybe they got a whole bunch of no, that would have required our listeners actually to do something. So
oh, God, and that shit won't happen, right?
That didn't happen. But
well,
maybe
there was
somehow,
a link for meetedgar.com, but it wasn't like meetedgar.com/nice guys. That was, by the way, episode 401, Laura Roeder. And that was a great episode.
That was good. Thanks, Mr. Rain Man. Appreciate
you're welcome.
you
no, that's
doing
my
that.
OneNote.
That is the beauty of OneNote. I've been staring at my calendar this entire time. I should have probably been staring at OneNote because that probably had all the episodes. I could have kept this on track. Shit. Well,
right.
Not being on track. All right, Nice Guy community. Never underestimate the power of Nice. Strickland, excellent job. We are well on our way to 1 million downloads. We are now 90, I think I said 93 days away from that. November 24th will be day 100, and our goal, 1 million downloads by November 24th. Let's do it. Are you ready to get out of here, Strick?
Yeah, please help us make it happen. Tell all your friends. Get as damn many downloads as you can. You need to subscribe on Overcast and iTunes and Stitcher and Google and download on all of them. You don't need to listen on all of them. Just download on all of them.
Well, that's probably
recommend on all of them, but not listen at all. Just
oh, they're not gonna. Yeah,
you try and sync them up. Like you get 4 devices and you try and hit play at exactly the same time on all of them, and there's like a big echo going on. You can listen to us in quadraphonic sound. How cool would that be?
Then you would know exactly what Strickland goes through when he does the audio engineering of every episode with all of our clients. Exactly. All right, let's do it. Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Because it's such a fine line between stupid and clever.
God damn.
Oh my God, what total fucking fuckery that was.
We will get more downloads on that episode than any other episode we have done before. I just have a feeling.
And you know what this is going to be?
What?
The Easter egg.
What this is going to be the Easter egg?
Oh, yeah, of
this
course.
Right here.
Like what we're saying right here, right now is going to be the Easter egg.
Welcome to the Easter egg. Wait a minute. What would be a good Easter egg? Welcome back. What is the how do you spell welcome? Hold on a second. Let me type it in the chat here.
Welcome.
Welcome. WELCOME. So it would be E-McClow.
Oh, backwards.
E-McClow.
Right, so like this is going to be like one of those, I can do reverse.
E-McClow.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you ready? Here's what we're going to do, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay,
you ready? And the seller of Smith, we ready to shop. Even exist, was my new store in the Stallmaps. we know the only, and there's not Henry and that. So I see on the March December, he said, girl, you know, and what chefs I said, we, take no, and we know, December, he said, you know, good for you, was, December, he said, really, server, me said, this Louis V. December, he said, and I'm going to take that whole thing and I'm going to put reverse on it, and I can turn it backwards.
Cabby McClue.
Exactly, and that's what it'll sound like. Exactly.
Cabby McClue.
And if anybody really cares, they can like download it and somehow reverse it back again. I'm going to reverse the whole thing.
Wait, welcome back. Just so everybody knows, it is Cabby McClue. Cabby McClue.
Cabby
McClue.
Cabby McClue. We're going to write a song now. Cabby McClue.
Wait,
Cabby McClue.
So Cabby McClue is welcome back backwards. I'm telling you. Wait.
I might have to do that on Tuesday's show next week.
I did that wrong. It's because the word welcome has got to be after. Hold on a second.
But I like Cabby McClue. That's good. That works.
No, that would be back welcome. That's not right.
Welcome.
It should just be Emaclue Cab. Emaclue. No.
I like Cabby McClube.
No, Cabby. Wait, how would it be? Welcome back.
I don't know, but I like Cabby McClube.
Cabby McClube.
I don't care what's right or not. I just like what sounds good. Cabby McClube.
That's what.
Cabby McClube. Cabby McClube. That's a new song. I like it.
All right, our Easter egg is over. Get out of here. Why are you still here?
It's over.
It's over.
Go home.
Go away. I don't. You know what? You shouldn't even be here.
God.
You're not allowed to listen to the show anymore. You're off. As a matter of fact, we're sending you your refund back for Patreon.
You see that guitar? It's never been played. Look, it's never been. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. No, don't look at it. You've looked at it long enough. You've listened to the podcast long enough.
It's the longest fucking Easter egg.
I know it's going to be the longest Easter egg ever. I like it though.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.